Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22.
Hey, check that. Hurt.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry.
We ain't giving them nothing.
This defense for the Saints, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was pop free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
A good gain on first, has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got a man complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Well, only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense, and now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Trap 50.
Back to throw here. This is taken in by McBride. Touchdown! Trey McBride, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are on the board first here this afternoon. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Herbert on first down now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Herbert. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play? From
the 41, Herbert. That ball caught. It's It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 41-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff as they run left side. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 8. 31 yards there and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
They'll try to run with Harris. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop it right where it all started. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Here we go on 4th down. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. Fights through him, and he's got some space here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down.
Let's go now.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Henry. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
The Panthers had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Warriors 70.
Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a Panthers 1st down, 17 yards on the play.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Inside handoff, Henry. And good running, going to get this down close to a 1st at the Saints 31. 50 yards on the ground for him so far. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. They'll set up to throw. Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. The 40, 20, 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off tackle left with Henry.
You ain't going nowhere.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, it's hard to have vision as a runner and find a hole when there's nothing but defenders in your way. They stacked that one up really well. But give him credit. Instead of trying to bounce it out and turn it into a big play, which might have turned into a big loss, kind of just took his medicine there and took the 1 yard.
2nd and 9 now. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
They juked him, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt they believe you'll do it a 2nd time.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdes-Scantling.
And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Now it's Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Griffin.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Ready up!
From the 40 now on 2nd down.
Herbert goes right back to him. It's Griffin again.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 30. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Now here's a handoff out of the gun.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. Go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, Herbert.
Connection made on the out route to Valdes-Scantling.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead here to 17-6.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop him with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter.
18, Rodgers, Buffalo 18.
2nd and long. Going right side here, and that's complete.
Here we go, here we go.
And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On second and 10, Herbert. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They'll get 34 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Again, Herbert. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield, but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap. Came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
They snap it to Herbert. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Panthers will get the football back. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
He's got McBride here over the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They keep it with Henry on first down. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked in terms of...
Touchdown, Panthers! Elijah Moore, 33 yards. And the Panthers are back within a couple of the lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
They'll try and throw for it. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
A third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to I don't like to chase a lot of points.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
A.J. Epinesa, the one credited for the sack.
It's a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead thus far. It hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
107 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Derrick Henry, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the lead is up to 5. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And the pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, Do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
That's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. And that is incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Let's go.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. I guess the good news as they start this drive is that they still do have the lead, Charles. If their defense hadn't been able to hold them to a field goal on the other side, they'd be down. But now it's about preserving that very small lead.
It is preserving and maybe stretching it out a little bit, because if you're a starter on that side of the ball, I certainly hope you didn't loosen up your shoulder pads or start to cut the tape off, because if you did it way too soon. They've got to go back out there with renewed vigor, for lack of a better term, and also a good plan. They need points, and they need them now.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Okay,
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll set up a throw. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well, and every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away.
Scott to return it.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that time out to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Herbert.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
Here we go.
The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third.
Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for the Panthers, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.